Thanks for tuning in. This week we're looking at the little things that make a difference. I'm Joe Kurtenbach. This is Lock, Stock, and Barrel. Before I was an editor for American Rifleman, I was actually a U.S. Army Cavalry Scout 19 Delta, and when I was working in that position, we kind of had a mantra every time we were setting up an observation post or a defensive site, and as an NCO, I continued to drill that mantra into my guys, and that was pretty simply, always improve your position. Now in the military, that really meant making sure your cover and concealment is as good as it can be. Don't sit around, always make it better. Work on your lines of ingress and egress. Make sure your security and communications are constantly improving. Improve your sight lines, improve your fields of fire. Make sure you have those range and sector sketches down. It's just about always doing the little things to improve and to make your position always better. Now, as a civilian, as an armed citizen, as a personal defense practitioner, I still kind of keep using this mantra, especially when I look at my gear, my training, always trying to make things work a little bit better. And a lot of times these aren't major changes. These are just small things that you can do, that you can look at to make your stuff work better for you, to make it meet the needs that you have individually and perform better in those situations. So this week I just kind of wanted to look at a few recent examples I had of always improving my position, a few changes I've made to my gear just to make it work better for me. Recently I started an extended evaluation of the SIG P320X carry, and of course to do a proper evaluation, to really ring it out, you need a good holster for that. You need to be able to carry it, use it at the range, practice drawing from the holster, really test all the qualities of that firearm. So I went to a holster design that I'm familiar with, that I like. It's from Bravo Concealment, and it's the torsion holster. But as the torsion comes, it actually uses a 2-clip design. And when carrying in the appendix position, I was finding it to be just a little bit uncomfortable for me. And part of that is, you know, in that in your midsection, basically, that part of your body is constantly moving, whether you're standing, sitting, walking, anything like that. And I found that the 2-clip configuration of the torsion was maybe holding the holster too steady. It wasn't moving with me as much as I wanted. So I kind of thought about what my options were, and I decided to try sticking the soft loop on there. And again, very simple change here. I had the soft loop on hand. It took nothing to unscrew it and replace the clip. But what this has done is it's given me not only a little bit more security of the loop over the clip, but also this has a little bit more give than these hard polymer clips. And in that appendix carry position, it actually moves a little bit better with me, and I found it to be a lot more comfortable. In fact, so much more comfortable that this is actually one of my preferred carry guns right now, even though it's one of the larger ones that's kind of in my regular rotation. Certainly a lot larger than the Smith & Wesson Shield, which I really like. But because of the setup I've had here, I just kind of put the soft loop on it, kind of beveled down the edges, filed it a little bit. No problem there, and really has made it a very comfortable rig. Another example I want to look at has to do with my XDM 3.8 Compact. Now this is a pistol that in theory I really like. I like the size of it, I like the chambering, I like the capacity on board, but what I've found in using it at the range is that the flush fitting magazine, it's a little bit too short for me. I just don't like the 2-finger grip. I wish I could get more. And you do have another option with the Compact. You have the 19-round capacity extended magazine, but what I found here is too large to conceal and carry. Now it's great grip, but too large. So again, another simple modification. I went to Pierce Grips and just got the Pierce Grip extension for the XDMs, and this attaches to that flush fitting magazine, gives you a little bit of extra room for your hand. It really improves the overall grip. The only thing I would say is they come a little bit rough molded, so having a small file on hand to kind of smooth out the edges is handy. But in the end, I have now got this gun feeling much more comfortable. It's one that I want to shoot a lot more and see if it can kind of live up to my expectations for a carry gun as well. So again, simple, very inexpensive change to the factory settings here that's made a big difference. Finally, one of the changes I've made just for my EDC loadout is I've actually started carrying a small fixed blade knife instead of a folder. Now you really can't beat a folding knife for concealment, for portability, but I still have this kind of nagging keep it simple mindset that I prefer the functionality, the ease of use of a fixed blade, except for the fact that it's hard to find a fixed blade knife that really fits my other requirements, which is that it must be small, it must be light, but it also has to be sturdy enough to stand up to, you know, daily work. You know, whether, even though that's mostly opening boxes, it has to be functional as well. So I came across the CRKT Ox fixed blade. Now it's for auxiliary, I assume. And this is just a very simple knife. It's got about a 3.5-inch blade, just a simple spear point, simple edge, very basic polymer handles with kind of this hexagonal dimpling, a little bit of jimping on the spine, but just a very simple blade, but it's lightweight. It's only about 3 ounces, 4 ounces with the sheath. It's plenty sturdy. It's a good, simple design. And then, of course, for portability, that sheath, I prefer Kydex because you get good retention there, but I also needed an easy way to carry this, and this knife actually comes with the J-hook, which is a very simple design. So you can actually tuck the knife kind of inside your waistband and just hook this under your belt. Very secure way to carry the knife, and very comfortable, lightweight. So far I'm liking it. Now there's a lot more. You got to live with this stuff. And the whole point of this video and talking about this mantra, always improve your position. If for some reason this doesn't end up working for me, I'll change it. That's the whole point. Always working to get better. But I do so far really like the Ox, and it's a $60 MSRP. You can find it for less than $40. So for an everyday carry knife, should something happen to it, no big deal, I can get another. Obviously, anytime we talk about knives and carrying them, you need to make sure you're in line with your local ordinances. So just, these are some of the small things that I've put into practice, you know, and this is a constantly evolving process, but if I can pass anything on to you, I'd just say, you know, look at your gear, look at what's not working for you, and try and make those small changes. Always improve your position. Now for the latest guns and gear, be sure to stay tuned here at AmericanRifleman.org.